and just how things are moving in Kabushi.
That and so much more to come on the Friday edition of the Sunrise Breakfast Show. For now, we take a breather.
That's the life we know. From the fields to the table, every bite it shows. Primarily me, the taste of home. Primarily me, the taste of home. Primarily me, the taste of home. Mama in the kitchen, we never eat alone. Primarily me,
Prime Mill Meal, pure, proudly Zambian, the taste of home.
What do we stand for? We stand for possibility, for the belief that every tomorrow begins with a choice made today. We stand for growth, for curiosity that pushes boundaries, for knowledge that prepares you not just to adapt, but to lead. We stand for community, for minds that don't just think, but connect, for hands that don't just build, but uplift. We stand for experiences that shape you, for friendships that anchor you, for courage that carries you beyond this place. Here you become more than a student. You become a maker of solutions, a believer in dreams, a contributor to something greater than yourself. This is where purpose meets possibility. This is where futures are built. Chas Brook Bassar University, where you stand for what matters.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Sunrise Breakfast Show coming to you live on Topstar Channel 1 and streaming live on our Facebook page, that is Ptv2 Zambia. Would want to hear from you. Jump into our comment section. I've seen a few comments on Facebook and we're going to read them as we get going forward. But right now I'm joined by Kabushi's sparing member of Parliament, Titus Sichinga, who's also the executive director for TTS Foundation in Kabushi, who are doing quite exceptional things on a daily basis with the community, and also motivating and giving Zambia the spirit of Ubuntu in Kabushi. Good morning, Honorable. How are you today?
Good morning to my brother, and good morning our dear viewers there and listeners. Thank you very much for hosting me. It's gratifying to be at Prime TV this morning.
It's a pleasure to always have you, and we are glad that each time we call you, you're always on call and you're always come. My first question, Honorable. How is Kabushi and how are the works going with the TTS Foundation?
Thank you very much. We are grateful to the people of Kabushi for the honor and for the privilege that as still as Stinga Foundation and social workers to represent them and to interact with them. The people of Kabushi are good people, and our works are going on very well, very smoothly. Our people of Kabushi are very welcoming and very engaging. The fact that the Tila Status Chinga Foundation was born and bred in Kabushi, it gives us strength to actually work more harder and always appreciate their law.
Okay, so having that being said, personally, I have seen most of the works that are happening in Kabushi, and I have seen how eager and how prompt you are as the foundation. We saw how you celebrated how you've been keen to celebrate the new year and all these festive seasons. And I remember there was a time you were stopped by, I think you were stopped to hold an event. What really happened at that particular point?
Thank you very much. As always, before we formed the Tila Stata Singer Foundation, first we had the Luwoto High School Alumni Association of Zambia, where the former pupils of Luwoto Secondary School came together and they elected me to be their vice chairperson. And as you all know, Luwoto Secondary School is part of Kabushi constituency, in the biggest ward, which is called Luwoto Ward. That's where I did my secondary education. So I and my colleagues from 2011, we have been having annual events in terms of end-of-year parties, end-of-year fundraising programs supporting our secondary school. Then later on, in 2021 to 2022, we formed the Tila Stata Sichinga Foundation so that we can now put together all the 14 government schools and all the children in Kabushi community. Because as you all know, Tila Stata Sichinga was born in Kabushi. So we realized that instead of supporting only the former Luwoto pupils, let's support and put everyone on board. That's the more reason why we formed the Tila Stata Sichinga Foundation. And then, as usual, the Tila Stata Sichinga Foundation was supposed to be having every year, end-of-year part activities, engaging the community, interacting with the community. So before we could do the end-of-year party, we first did an engagement with the community upon opening our official office in Masala area of Skywest Ward and Kafu Ward, which was supposed to be our first zonal office, which was supposed to cater for Kafu Ward, which is in Cakes, Masala, Main Masala Ward in Main Masala, and also Skywest Ward in near Main Masala Market. Upon opening that official opening of that office, the police said, okay, we'll see the situation as we go towards the end of the, because we did open an office on the 7th of December. Okay. We were now supposed to have the end of year party towards the month end of December. And as you all know, festive season is always a challenging period. So the police, in their own wisdom, they said, no, Mr. Sichinga, we feel that it's not fully securely safe for you to have the end of year party on that stated date, because we realized that as police officers, the notice was given at a short notice. We may not have enough manpower to marshal your event. And festive period usually sometimes catalyzed with a lot of junkies, and people might disrupt your meeting. So upon police advice, they did advise that we are better off getting an event for next year, which is this year, so that we can now have the anniversary, the 4th anniversary, to celebrate our 4 years of existence as Tila Stata Sichinga Foundation on the 20th of October. So on the 28th of April, which is KK Day, that's a holiday. That's the date which we had to agree with the police that we move our event from the end of year towards the first quarter of this year, which is 28th of April. So we are all-abiding citizens, and once you get advice from the powers that be, we saw it wise to change the date.
So looking at that being said, the police said it was the police in their wisdom anticipated some sort of violence, looking at the high rate of what we call junkies, and looking at there'll be some disruption and violence. Looking at this in Kabushi constituency, how do you intend as an aspiring member of Parliament in Kabushi to promote peace and intend that everything that happens as we are going into this election period is peaceful?
Thank you very much. As I've earlier on alluded to, that the Tila Stata Sichinga Foundation has been existing for the past 4 years. And in all the 4 years of our existence, we move freely in Kabushi. We move and mingle with people freely. We go to almost every funeral. We support funerals. We go to almost every activity at the church. Almost every weekend, we go to different churches. We've never encountered any challenges. We can go to the markets freely, wearing our TTS Foundation, spreading the good news of the foundation works. So it even bothered us actually to see that the police thought there might be violence. The realistic aspect is that the Tila Stata Sichinga movement practically believes in 5 principles. And the first principle is that of love and spreading good news. Because when there's love, there's no hate. So we always keep on preaching love to our people and to the community of Kabushi. And our second principle is that of peace, having a peaceful environment so that it might flourish. Once you've got peace in an environment, then all your activities will flourish. It's our prayer and hope that as we go towards the elections this year, the people of Kabushi will keep on maintaining the peaceful environment. Then the third most important critical thing is also that of equity and justice. As a foundation and as the Tila South Africa movement, we believe in equity and justice, to treat all the 8 wards of Kabushi equally. Then the fourth important thing is that of stakeholder engagement. That's why in all our activities, as a foundation, we believe in stakeholder engagement. So we engage the community through the churches, through the sports activities, through the funerals, through the weddings, through the chilangamlos, any activity we support. And then lastly, the fifth is that of having a sustainable and developed Kabushi. We are looking forward to having a Kabushi which is sustainable, to having a Kabushi which is an entrepreneurship skill center, to having a Kabushi which is a developed Kabushi, so that, especially on the road network and the water articulation.
Okay, that's a good thing. So going forward, what are your top development priorities for Kabushi? What is your vision for Kabushi constituency?
Thank you very much. The people of Kabushi, the community of Kabushi, family and friends, we are grateful and we look forward to having a fruitful 5-year term. As we come into power, come August 13th, Thursday, the voting day, 2026. Our appeal is for you to vote for Tila Sichinga, your own son, born and bred from Kabushi. Then secondly, our priority and our vision for Kabushi. Kabushi has got 4 clinics. In these 4 clinics, there is the main clinic, which is near the main Masara market. We've got Main Masara clinic, Masara market there, near after Masara market, as you go towards Main Masara, near Zambia there. Then we've got the Kabushi clinic, which is in the heart of Kabushi. And then last we've got the Rubuto clinic, which is one of the biggest clinics in Kabushi constituency. Our prayer and our appeal is that the powers that be must see to it that one of these 4 clinics must be turned into a mini hospital so that it can at least have a mortuary and a children's hospital. Because a lot of Kabushi are suffering. They have to go to Davidson Hospital, which is a few kilometers away from the Kabushi community. Even Ndora Teaching Hospital, which is under Ndora Central. It has been a marathon thing for the people. It's been very rough in terms of transporting the relatives, especially the dead people. If someone dies in the house today, you have to transport a few kilometers into Davidson or into Ndora Teaching Hospital. Our prayer and our hope is that we will lobby that Kabushi can have its own main hospital. That is our priority number 1. Priority number 2 is that also lobbying the government through the Ministry of Water and also Kafu Water and Sewerage and Ndora City Council, that we can work on the drainages in Kabushi constituency and water articulation. Water situation is a very pathetic situation in Kabushi constituency. It's our prayer and hope that putting together all efforts and engaging the stakeholders, we must work hard so that the water articulation is worked on, and also the road network. Kabushi road network is a very pathetic situation. For example, the road leading into Kabushi market is very bad. The road leading from main market to Tuapia, that road is also quite bad. The road from Jacaranda to, which is even neighboring Banamkubwa there, also in a bad condition. Even the road leading into main Masara market, from Jacaranda to main Masara market. Most of these roads are not in very good shape. It's our prayer and hope that as we come into power, we work hand in hand with the BDC committees, the Constituency Development Committee, and other stakeholders so that we can have a good road network, and also expansion of the schools. As you know, there is this policy of free education, and most government schools, as you all know, Kabushi has got about 14 government schools. If we can have an expansion in number of these government schools, so that our pupils, so that the teacher-pupil relationship is at least minimized. Okay. That is our wish.
Okay, so you've talked about dialogue, both with you and ward committee members, you and the government, when you are elected into power. Let's come back to what's going on now. What message do you have, or what message for political parties to dialogue across or ahead the general elections? What message do you have for us, for each political party to work together? What message do you have for them, especially those that will be contesting in Kabushi?
Thank you very much. It was very humbling that yesterday I think the president mentioned about having peaceful elections. That's very important. As you all know, Zambia is a peaceful nation, and we must sustain this peace. It's always encouraging to the investors, to the young ones, to everybody, that we live in a peaceful environment. Our appeal is that all political parties, the ruling party and the opposition, let us always preach peace, good governance and development. It was very gratifying that in Chawama, we had very few pockets of violence. Generally, the elections were very peaceful. Even in Kasama, I think there were only a few recorded pockets of violence, which is also very encouraging. So with this build-up, our prayer, our hope, and our wish is that as we go towards the general election, as the campaign gets geared up, especially in May when Parliament is dissolved, our people make sure that you do not involve yourselves into violence, avoid violence, avoid being used. Both ruling party and opposition cadres, let's work as a team. Politics is like a game. You win some, you lose some. But what is critical is to move in one accord and make a difference. So we're making an appeal that let us preach peace, let us preach good news, let us preach love amongst ourselves as a country and as a people of Kabushi in particular. Me, as aspiring and frontliner in Kabushi constituency, I'm making an appeal that I love everybody. I love every member in Kabushi constituency. As we call ourselves, that TTS are at 70%. For us to reach that vote rate of 70%, it requires maximum utilization, maximum engagement, spreading good news, spreading love. So let's keep on spreading love and let us avoid violence.
Okay, so talking about love, what message do you have for the young voters, those who are just wanatengachema voters card number 1 hapa? What message do you have for them?
Thank you very much. Mwabiana Kabushi, nakuchirisha new voters. We did a wonderful job and I'm very grateful to all our coordinators across the areas of Kabushi for a job well done. You see, Mr. Dominic, during the time of voter registration and transfer and seeing to it that I will participate, we did work very well with resident officials who were conducting voter verification and registration in Kabushi constituency from that period. And it was very gratifying with a lot of young ones, even people we're calling junkies. We had to manage them, we had to call them, different meetings, engage them, encourage them to get voters card. So keep those voters cards safely as you'll be voting on the 13th of August, 2026. Make sure that you vote and make sure that you don't become power hungry. Play it cool and play it safe. There is always tomorrow. So I encourage the young voters is that as you usher in Mr. Sichinga, as you are an MP for Kabushi constituency, let us work as a team. We can differ in opinion, but those differences should not lead into violence. Let us maintain peace, let us maintain integrity, let us maintain teamwork, and let us build a better and a prosperous Kabushi. That's why in our vision, we keep on saying, let love lead, let agape love lead. Because agape love is unconditional.
Oh, yeah.
Whether rich, whether poor, whether disabled, or whatever condition in the body, as long as a human being born in God's image, our law is to love you and is to show compassion and to show empathy and sympathize with you, especially when there is that time of mourning one another.
You've talked to the young people, those new voters. What message do you have, or how do you expect leaders to conduct themselves during these elections that are coming?
Thank you very much. Leaders across the board, especially the church. The church, you are the neutral people as we go towards this election. Welcome all of us as the children and keep on preaching the good news. All the churches, I'm also grateful on behalf of the Tila Sata Shinga Foundation that we have toured about 100 churches for the past 4 years. We've been in existence in Kabushi constituency. We've been to Pentecostal churches, which are quite a number of them in different schools where they are congregating. We've been to Catholic church, with about three within Kabushi constituency, and even the neighboring 2 like in Mushidi and in Ethiopia. We've been to UCZ, United Church of Zambia, across about 4 or 5 churches within Kabushi and the neighboring areas. We have been to Reformed Church. We have been to Anglican churches. We have been to New Apostolic churches. We have been to Seventh-day Adventist churches. And all these churches have been welcoming us. We are very grateful that you've been welcoming us and they've been encouraging us, they've been praying for us, and they've been preaching good news. Second appeal is that of other leaders, the civic leaders. You, the civic leaders, the aspiring councillors, the WDC leaders, the Ward Development Committee leaders, and also the Constituency Development Committee leaders, let us be accountable and let us preach love and good news. And let us preach development. Once you preach development, because everyone to say I developed Kabushi. So let's work as a team. The teachers, the nurses, the civil servants, the general workers, the marketeers, not forgetting you, I'm actually a marketeer. But a market, when I sell a market, I'm a katongo, I'm a chanda. Kulubuto market, Kabushi market, when I sell a market, Patoka market, market, all these markets. And even the bus stations, actually. That's where actually politics starts from. All these bus stations across Kabushi constituency, Pakairo hapo, Paminmati hapo. Na kulubuto pa Copland pa down hapo. Paka hapo on some stations monso. Pachanganya hapo. All these stations paru let's work as a team. Let us preach love. All these people mingle, interact and exchange ideas. Let us preach love in diversity. Let us preach good news. Let us preach development. That is our wish, and that is the wish of your incoming member of parliament, is that of having a peaceful Kawushi, having a developed Kawushi, and having a Kawushi which is well built up, and a Kawushi which is well represented. The people of Kawushi need a voice, and the voice will be heard through Mr. Sichinga.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sichinga. There you have it, dear viewers. That is, of course, the aspiring member of parliament for Kawushi constituency, who's also the executive director for TTS Foundation, who has been doing quite a number of community works and also advising and also working on a political space to vie for office and stand and be a leader in the constituency. Of course, those that are just joining us, we are live on Topstar channel 110, and we're also streaming live on our Facebook page, that is Ptv2 Zambia, and also streaming on our YouTube page. Please let us know what you are thinking and give a comment, and we also want you to be a part of this conversation. But we've come to the end of our 30 minutes interview with the aspiring member of parliament, with the executive director. But before we go, what message do you have, director, for us?
Thank you very much, the PTV2, for inviting us. This is the third time of coming to this wonderful studio of yours. It's very encouraging that the media, as you all know, you are the fourth estate in terms of the governance. We are accountable through you, and we speak to our people there in Kawushi through you. So we are always, it's always encouraging that you give us this platform to mingle through you with our people in Kawushi constituents. We are grateful to the management of the PTV2 and to everybody, the staff, for always giving us an opportunity to air our views and to air our opinion. It's our prayer and hope that God will keep on blessing you as PTV2, even as we move in this journey. As you all know, it's a very hot journey and it requires constant engagement. So do not get tired on inviting us so that we can keep on spreading this good news and these exchanges. Yeah. Once again, I'm grateful and I'm humbled to PTV and also to our viewers for tuning in and to listening to our views and to our vision. All we want to see is to see a developed Kawushi and a developed Zambia.
Yes, and we're looking forward to moving with you in Kawushi so that we can give live updates of what you're doing in Kawushi with the PTV2 Zambia crew.
The pleasure will always be ours. Once again, we are humbled and we're grateful.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, viewers. But for now, we're going to take a short break, and after the break, we'll be back with more on the Sunrise Breakfast Show. Stay tuned.
All right, welcome back. You're still watching the Sunrise Breakfast Show right here on Ptv2. And of course, Dominic did have an interesting conversation earlier on. It's good to see that our leaders are always available to, hold conversations with us, and also just us holding them accountable for certain things that are happening in our communities or in our constituencies. Now, Dominic, something interesting that we're going to be sharing this morning. Kanyonyo Girls Secondary School in Mungu has actually made history by allowing learners to elect their prefects. So on Wednesday, the 28th of January 2026, the school successfully conducted prefect elections, marking a major milestone in student leadership and democratic participation within the education sector. And of course, the exercise drew active involvement from learners who demonstrated responsibility, discipline, and respect for democratic principles. So the elections were conducted peacefully, fairly, and transparently, with teachers and dedicated polling agents overseeing the process to ensure credibility. It should have been an interesting event, eh?
We should look forward to cadres in this school. We should look forward to corruption cases in this school. If there's no corruption, if there's no cadres...
Why being so negative?
No, not being negative. I'm just telling you how the atmosphere of politics is.
Well, did you look at that? Quite interesting, eh?
Future
politicians.
I've not voted. I'm not lost. You so-called... There's it for also reporters. There's it for reporters. Because I'm telling you, in the next 3-4 years, these ones who are in a young grade who are learning, they are seeing the system. They'll need to learn how to play with the system. Look.
That's quite interesting. I think that should be done in every school to prepare young minds, for the voting process.
Who's the head teacher? Obviously, it's a lady, it's a female.
I'm telling you.
And she was keen in politics, or she was... I don't know what I can say, but this is good. This is quite good.
That could some point, help the country in trying to avoid voter apathy, because young people will definitely have a lot of knowledge when it comes to the election process, or just have that free mandate.
And this being a girls'
mandatory
school, this being a girls' school, I would really love to see NGOCC actually go there and say, just greet them and at least, encourage them to continue.
Yeah.
Because I believe this also goes in line with what they do. I don't know if they've already been, but this is something very interesting and wow. But corruption.
But going back, do you remember how you were electing prefects at your school? Or was it like the teacher's responsibility?
So I remember when I was at Emmanuel Academy, I left. I was from Refidim. I was a prefect at Refidim in grade 9. Then I went to Emmanuel Academy, I think in grade 11. So I was new there. I think I stayed there for 2 terms. I think 2 terms, yes. Then they chose prefects on probation who were chosen by the teachers. Then on the day of, there's that day in the following year, the day now they give each, because they're put on probation and each person is given a position. So I don't know what they were using to choose or to what, but then the teachers are the ones that would choose. Then, interestingly enough, on that day I was chosen as the vice head boys of Emmanuel.
Nice.
Yes, and I was, the head boy was Don, I think Harry Mananyao, a very good friend of mine, is in Lusaka, Kumweta there. It was quite an interesting, that one, it was the teachers who were actually the ones who were choosing. So it would be difficult to even corrupt them. Now these ones, these are their friends. Vote for me. My elections here, my campaign, and I'm a muntu. There'll be a lot going on. And again, we need to control certain things because this is the start.
Yes.
So we should not we should expect a lot of baby steps. We should expect a lot of young people at least reducing on the attention they have on school, because now they'll be focusing on not just being a prefect but campaigning.
Yeah.
They also be focusing on now, we should expect them now asking for money from different sources or even their parents. Mami mpempa kon drama, kulima elections. Sort of pempa drama ya set, pempa drama ya chani, ama elections. So this comes a lot of responsibility, it comes a lot of consequences. And as much as it is good, but let us look at it from an objective point of view and put everything, the good part and the negatives.
Yeah.
That is how we're going to put food forward.
Yeah.
So we need organizations to come on board to make sure that they can be able to make this a smooth play, so
Yeah.
that it moves well. We don't want it to have problems in the future.
Yeah.
So organizations that have monitored elections on a national base, on a mayoral chani, on a, constituency, should
Yeah.
come on board in this school and start to sensitize these young people and start to teach them how to do their politics in school.
Yeah.
Because these are the children who need to be the future of this country. So as they become the future, we expect companies, NGOs to help these young ladies be who they are. But the development is good.
Yeah, I do like that. I think from a school where I'm coming from, my former school, it was according to how notorious you are. So that they instill discipline and you start leading by example.
Yeah.
So it was, who do you say, who's the noisiest in this class? And they would point.
So you were prefect.
That's Kablonga girls,
You were prefect,
by the way.
huh?
Yes, I was.
Nice. You've just admitted on national TV that
No,
you're
but then
notorious.
I wasn't notorious. I was like one of
No.
those, disciplined.
It's not me. It is you who said it, and we have it on camera.
You can ask the people.
What do we have next?
Wow, that's quite interesting. I just admitted, something. But then moving forward, we do have so much lined up for you. And we get to loosen up a little bit because we'll now get into the world of entertainment and also just get to find out what's happening in the world of entertainment. I think we have spoken a lot about what's happening in terms of the political space, governance, and whatever that we need to know in terms of that formal news. But Dominic, I don't know if you're a fan of Zambian music, but I want to share with you a little bit of what's happening because I'm on the ground when it comes to
Talk
music.
to me about it, but notorious one.
You know of a young man called Blood Kid, right? So he's dropped something new titled Yandeke Speed. So in case you haven't seen the video, let's just have a sneak peek of this.
Tulivamo chipingo pipinico, pepenico, pakateketa kwa wapopa peniko, papeniko, fuendeketa tupalusha wapeniko, tuvela mina como spoti modi, tabesha kuringa musa pato mwandi, sapoti muata, speed kasongo, sopati mandi, pakateke pupu kasopati maindi injinta irira Chinta le tono njino neshe, iya tapangoli punch chilo leshe, silently kuti tulivamo chipingo pipinico, pepenico, pakateketa kwa wapopa peniko, papeniko, fuendeketa tupalusha wapeniko, tuvela mina como spoti modi, tabesha kuringa musa pato mwandi, sapoti muata, speed kasongo, sopati mandi, pakateke pupu kasopati maindi injinta irira Chinta le tono njino tulivamo chipingo pipinico, pepenico, pakateketa kwa wapopa peniko, papeniko, fuendeketa tupalusha wapeniko, tuvela mina como spoti modi, tabesha kuringa musa pato mwandi, sapoti muata, speed kasongo, sopati mandi, pakateke pupu kasopati maindi injinta irira Chinta le tono njino neshe, iya tapangoli punch chilo leshe, silently kuti como muliri no Messi.
Right, so that is just a sneak peek of the new song that Blood Kid has dropped. Of course, if you are a fan of Blood Kid, then you definitely are up to date with the type of music that he does and the songs that he has dropped recently. Dominic, what do you think about that piece?
I think I like how Blood Kid does his style.
Do you like that kind of music, first of all?
Mika, it depends. It's Friday. It's Friday.
Anything goes, anything noisy.
Anything goes. Friday. Friday is Blood Kid boot.
All right.
Yeah.
So on the other hand, another update is Mo has shared a clip on TikTok teasing the new Amapiano sound on the way. And he says it will be the first time that he is doing such type of music, this genre. And obviously we have not seen Dismo do such a type of music. We have seen him doing some local beats and also maybe hip hop on the other side, the type of music that he does. So I'm just going to ask you, fans, are you ready for the new genre of music that Dismo is about to drop? So if you are ready, then let's have a look at this.
That's quite very interesting happening. Those are quite interesting things happening in the world of entertainment and in the world of music. Rhoda, that was quite very good. But going on forward, we have the elections going on in Kasama, and of course we are the home of current affairs and breaking news. We are Prime Television Zambia too, and that's who we are. So we have a reporter that is actually in Kasama. We saw a photo, if you were on Facebook today, he was in a cape at 01. And I saw our managing, our manager for TV2 even commented and said, "Tivapasa 1 week off." It's very hard working. Mr. Pasco, how are you today? Some network problems. But Rhoda, we are having our elections in Kasama, mayor elections, of course, and the counting is going on as we speak, as we are waiting for Pasco to come on board. Have you been following how it's going?
I have been following the elections in Kasama, and I think so far so good. We have been getting updates for long period of time now, and definitely a lot of people are anticipating and waiting for the winner to be announced, and I think so far so good.
So far so good. And you know what I'm quite very happy about is the fact that the violence there's no violence apart from what we saw in Kasama. I mean, apart from what we saw when the police actually impounded a Land Cruiser with some stones inside and belonging to a certain political party, and we saw the police, of course, give a strong statement and say we're going to detain this car and we will not accept to have such violence going on and until they get to hear and find what is actually on the ground. Yeah, so let's try and see and get a conversation and see what we have with our reporter in Kasama. Mr. Pasco, how are you today?
Good morning, Mr. Dominic.
Good morning, Mr. Dominic. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I saw a few photos of you. How is it going?
Oh, it has been,
a busy day. As you may be aware, the district is quite vast, and and so the counting has continued, and results are coming in from both Lukasha and Kasama Central constituency. Yeah.
Okay, so in Kasama is in terms of violence and in terms of people being at ease and in terms of tension, is it something like what we saw in Chawama? Is it what's happening there?
Well, the mood, I think the area is calm. I think the police are doing a great job. They're making sure that there is peace. So there isn't any form of violence. People are just moving freely. Observers in various tutoring centers just to follow what is going on. So it's a peaceful district, and even the weather is conducive. It's not raining, so everything is going on well.
Okay. That's a good thing. Yesterday we got some reports of a car that was impounded, and we had the police actually give a few sentiments that they will not condone any violence in Kasama, and said Kasama is a peaceful place. Do we have anything? Has anything been said by the police after what happened to in impounding that car? Has anything been said after?
Well, as for today, no update has been given, but I think I look forward to getting fresh updates on that particular one, just to find out the way forward as in regards to that particular issue. Otherwise, the police are making sure that there's sanity and there's no form of violence. So they're on top of things to ensure that everyone is safe.
Okay. Like to actually appreciate the work that you are doing. Of course, we are seeing that you are actually, we saw that you did not sleep, and we saw the updates kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. We appreciate what you're doing for us. And of course, as the Breakfast Show team, we just hope that you're also taking care of yourself, because we need more of these updates. And in as much as we need them, we need you to take care and take good care of yourself. I hope you're eating. I hope you're rehydrating, and I hope you are also taking some fruits here and there.
Definitely, I am.
Okay. Much, Pascal, we'll still be waiting and watching, and the viewers are also keen listening, following on our Facebook page over the updates and what's going on. And the whole Zambia is actually looking forward to hear from you, sir.
Thank you so much. But
Thank you so much. Before I leave, maybe I just wanted to also just give an update on the results. So in I think Lukasha constituency, out of 67 polling stations, the UPND is leading with 6,200. And of course, followed by FDD with 4,349. Then with Kasama Central, out of the 78 polling stations, we have the United Party for National Development with 5,854 rather. So 5,854, and then with followed by FTD with 5,898. So I think I'll keep on updating as the counting continues.
No, thank you so much. We are keen to keep hearing and listening from you. And so, what time or when should we expect the next official the results?
As we speak right now, the results are coming in. I think I'll keep on updating. But like the Electoral Commission of Zambia alluded to yesterday, that by afternoon of today, I think everything should have been completed and people will get the final results.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Pascal. We value association, and we are still keen on listening to you and getting information from you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Please take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, so for now, we're going to take a break. After the break, we'll be back with more.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Sunrise Breakfast Show right here on Ptv2. Thank you so much for staying glued. Now, the opposition landscape in Zambia appears a little bit too fractured, with leadership wrangles dominating headlines, and with just 7 months to the general elections, can the opposition realistically challenge the ruling party? That is the question that most people are asking. And to help us unpack this, we're joined by Ibrahim Mwamba, General President of the Southern African Students and Youth Development Association. And we're going to be having a really, really interesting conversation with him. Good morning, Ibrahim, and welcome.
Good morning, Rhoda, and good morning to the viewers out there. Thank you for giving us an opportunity to come and express ourselves on issues to do with national matters of interest. Otherwise, we take this invitation as a special, you know, for our organization, because, you know, we're at a time that we need to be speaking to the citizenry of this country. Yeah, and I hope that we're going to have a healthy conversation that will benefit those that are following the program. Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, probably I'm not the only one that, you know, is a little bit confused with SACIDA. Now, is SACIDA a political movement or a civic youth organization? Because of late we have seen you in the political space quite a lot.
SACIDA is registered under the Register of Society, and we are one of the active civil society organization. So we are an association that speak on behalf of the youth and students in this country.
Okay.
And also we don't take it for granted to also air out on matters of national interest. And as a civil society organization, we also participate into issues of governance, and also partner with the political organization and other meaningful organizations that are in line with what we stand for, with the objective that we stand for. So currently we are part of the Tonse Alliance, which is a combination of political parties, civil society organization, NGOs, and other, you know, good standing people in society, such as, I'll give you an example, like Thomas Palo, Ephraim Shakafuswa, and a number of people that, you know, add value to this country. So we are not a political movement, but we are a civil society organization.
Okay. You did mention that you're part of the Tonse Alliance.
Yes.
So from your perspective, how would you describe the current state of the opposition?
Currently, and if you have taken closer to our activities that we've been embarked on in the last few weeks, we have been meeting elders and senior citizens of this country just to understand and try to have a conversation with them to see how best they can play a part to bring the opposition together. Because we know, and because we're coming from the 70% of the Zambian population, which involves the youths that you know, 25 years and above, you understand. So we are getting pressure as an organization You know, I command almost all the universities in this country, away from these other public universities that we've been having that conflict because they are, you know, government, you know, managed. Some of these unions are a little bit stubborn to operate with us. But from the private institution, majority of them are affiliated to our organization. And also because we are a youthful movement that speaks on unemployment, you know, issues to do with job creation, and also empowerment and giving, you know, opportunities in terms of bursaries and everything. So there is a demand because we are in an election year where the young people have said, look, there's the UPND and they've been in government for 4 years and they've done a number of things and they've done less on the other promises that they... Now, if you want to choose, because we are in an election year, where is an alternative voice? And they are coming to my office and they are always calling me. Even as I was coming on this program, they are calling me, Ibrahim, we've got 4 months to dissolution of parliament, to nomination days. Who is a flag bearer from the opposition? We have seen mushrooming of alliances. Number one, there's Tonsi Alliance, which is also in 2 parts now. There's now the given Lubinda and the Mundubire who just won into the other illegal Tonsi Alliance that we saw some 2 days ago. There's Woza with the Zambia We Want, you know, the Sakiwa Skota, the Sharakateka, the Mohabi Rungu, you know. There's also the People's Pact with the Fred Membe, with Peter Sinkamba, and other people. There's also people like CF, Harikaraba, who have just decided to go solo in these whole things. So now, this pressure that is coming from the citizens of this country and the young people especially, to say, can we have a formidable opposition that should unite? So I called for a board meeting at our headquarters. We call it the Oval House, where we make decisions. And we formed a consortium, so which is, I'm the anchor civil society organization that is leading other civil society organization, youthful civil society organization that I'm leading. We are almost about 18 civil society organizations that I'm leading and managing. So we have met people like Brebna Shangara to see and understand with his experience, because he's a human rights activist and he's been there. You understand? We met Madam Mulenga Kapwepwe. So to just understand their experience, to say, look, this is the situation, this is the pressure that we're having. And looking at the opposition, it seems like there's coming together. You know, just looking at the PF itself with 9 candidates, you know, they seem that these people seem to be not choosing one leader amongst themselves. The convention, you know, has been postponing, they're in court and everything. So we met Saboy Mboela, NDC leader, to see, Madam Saboy, you participated in Chawama. Look at the result and how everything is being done. You went in Chawama, you split the result, and you wasted money. CF went into Chawama, split the result, 1,500 votes, and wasted money. You understand? Then there was Ichaba Iche, there was this independent. Why couldn't you choose one flag bearer in Chawama? And all those votes that you guys went and split would have been on one person, and it would have been a landslide. Why can't we learn something? And she was very, you know, okay with our conversation. She said she's ready to be on the table to work with whoever the opposition they are going to choose. But she insisted on the PF, that the PF, yes, the biggest opposition political party, they are coming from the background where they've been a ruling party before and with a lot of experience on the table, but they should respect those that are coming to join hands with them, be it small party, be it a Kantemba party. Those were our concerns. Then our last meeting before we could meet Madam Jean Kapata, who is the national chairperson for PF. We've got a date with her and other prominent, you know, political leaders. So we met Akashambatwa Mbikuitelewanika, one of our old, you know, experienced, you know, citizen of this country. And we had a long chat with him. And from what we got from him, it's very impossible to unite the opposition. Very important. 90% opposition cannot come together.
Yeah.
So this is a situation, and this is where we have reached. And I've been on record, you know, even as I sit with these leaders, you know, and trying to harmonize this issue. But I think as young people, we are getting disappointed and disappointed and disappointed each and every day. Because look at what is happening in Kasama, the mayoral election. If the SP, UPPZ, NFP, the CF would have joined in with the FDD that represent the Patriotic Front Party, who are the owner of that seat, the mayoral seat, this time around would have been rejoicing for a victory. But because the ruling party is taking advantage of the disunity within the opposition. So I think these are learning curves, and we hope and pray that from the Kasama by-election, we must see maturity in the opposition, we must see leadership in the opposition, and we must see patriotism, because if you're a patriotic Zambian and you understand the current status quo in the country, and you see the corruption that is going on in these ministries, you see the high level of unemployment in this country, how things are just getting expensive even when the dollar is doing fine. We need someone with the ability to come and challenge Mr. Kandechi on merit, have a competition that is fair and should give Zambian confidence. Because from how I look at things, we are likely to give a penalty to Mr. Kandechi without a goalkeeper. The way I'm just looking at things, you understand? There's a signal that gave that came from Chawama, a very clear signal. And what is happening in Kasama should be a final signal. And if these political leaders in the opposition do not get the signal, then I'll come back now as a president general, a general who's in charge of the youths and the students in this country, to give a direction. Yeah. And this time I'll take full responsibility, Rhoda, a full responsibility to petition under my constitutional right, the Registrar of Society, to deregister these political parties, because they don't mean well. We cannot allow these political, organizations that ECZ do just print ballot papers with their faces just to waste taxpayers' money. It's better we have a very credible, confident type of an opposition leader that is going to challenge Mr. Kandechi, so that even as we are choosing, even as the young people that have spent time to go and register as voters, let them have someone to have a fair play of politics. So we shall be reporting them to Zambia Police, so that Zambia Police can give us a permit that we can demonstrate to the opposition that a call by the Zambian people that is telling you to unite, you have failed to accept it. And we are yet to move in a direction that we are going to choose ourselves a leader that we are going to accept. Because look, I run an association which has got people from different political parties. And I don't want to be a selfish leader. I want to be a leader that I'll sit with you, Rhoda, and I'll tell you that Mr. Kandechi promised the people of Zambia to buy a 25 kg of milimi at 50 kwacha. We're buying it at 300 kwacha. Mr. Kandechi promised the people of Zambia that he's going to reduce fuel at 17 kwacha. We're buying fuel at 29 kwacha. President Kandechi promised a number of things, you understand, that people are not happy with. Their cost of living, you understand, even when the dollar is doing fine, their cost of living keeps on going high. These are issues that we need to challenge Mr. Kandechi. But I want to see also a leader from the opposition, where I am coming from, who's going to challenge Mr. Kandechi on the policy of free education, which they are also pushing it to be law. You understand? I want to see an opposition leader where I'm coming from, who's going to challenge Mr. Kandechi. You understand? For the CDF, which he has increased, to see how he's going to implement that CDF to reduce corruption in it,
to reduce nepotism in allocation of grants, and loans. You understand? We need to see someone who's going to come to say, okay, NAPSA partial withdrawal, it benefited these people. And we feel that the 20% of NAPSA partial withdrawal was too little. Maybe we increase it to 30 or 35. And this is how money is going to be apportioned to people in a way that is going to give them something to start as a startup capital. You understand? We want to see an opposition leader that is going to come to see, okay, President Hakainde Hichilema came up with the Minister of SMEs. How do we implement? Because people are still languishing in poverty. People don't know about this ministry. They don't know how to access funds through CEC. How is that leader going to come and challenge that type of policy? You understand? We want to see a leader who's going to challenge Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, who is on record to say he's going to fight the rule of law. People will be locked in cells, and if the case is bondable, give them bond. If the case is bailable, give them bail. And we've seen Mr. Hakainde Hichilema failing to implement these promises that he gave the people of Zambia. We want to see a leader that is going to at least make a position so that the law enforcement agencies of this country is going to adhere, because we're in a country where we don't know who's powerful between the Inspector General of the Police or the President himself. Because the President is on record, and his videos are all over in social media, directing the Inspector General of Police to do what the Constitution empowers him, because that's a constitutional office, and it must be a professional office. You see, so we don't have that leader. Who wants a co-opposition? You understand that even those that
sorry to cut you short on that one, Mr. Momba. Now, you've engaged with both PF and Tonse alliance structures.
Yes.
Where exactly do you think this confusion began? Is it because of personal ambitions?
Look, that's why I'm saying that we've got less patriotism leaders in Zambia. People that have got ego, people that got hate, people that practice tribalism, people with selfish, you understand, and pride, you understand, is who I'm seeing these leaders. Umuntu ngayabuka fya koroboa, because he's a Zambian and he thinks by registering a political party, you call 10 people from your family and your friend, you go and get these fingerprints, you go and everything, register of society, in 1 quarter and 2 quarters, you register a political party, you think you're a president. There's more to be a Republican president. Number one, you need to be accepted by the church. Ask these opposition political leaders, have they been accepted by the church? You need to be accepted by the Zambian people. Tell me these political parties that are almost 50 or 60, if they have been accepted by the Zambian people. You understand? To win a general election, you need about 70 to 100 million kwacha. As I'm talking to you, my sister here, in Kasama, the ECZ has announced that there were some areas where ballot papers were distributed late, but the time was compensated because of the terrain. And because it's government, and this is where ECZ is coming from, them they've got helicopters to go and fetch those ballot boxes to bring them. Now, this is an opposition political party that needs to provide logistic transport to ferry their monitors to go to those areas and bring them back. Now, how do you monitor an election like that? Number one, you've been an opposition leader who has never been to Kwamugubudu, you've never been to Kwanabwadia, in northern province, you've never been in terrain, even where I come from in Shikatende, in Shibuyunji, in Lumuni there, where it's impassable. So now, if you are going to election, what resources do you have? What confidence are you giving the Zambian people that you've got the capacity? You understand? And this is how people lose election. No, you've been rigged because you don't have the capacity. And we saw from Michael Sat in the last 10 years how he was crying from the time he formed the PF in 2001 and how he formed the government in 2011. You understand? It was lack of budget. You understand? Now, if we look at these people on their faces, line up, that are failing to choose one person and put their heads together. We are a type of 50, 100, shan. You have a combined team because it won't be easy, my sister, to tell you to a president like Mr. Hakainde Hichilema It won't be easy. We all know him, and we know where he's coming from. And even just his praise singers, they can tell you that it won't be an easy ride. So we need to be serious. Seriousness needs to be seen from the opposition. And from what I've gathered as a young man here, it's very impossible, 90% impossible, because that's within the PF. The PF are the ones that can lead the opposition in this country. They've demonstrated that. They've demonstrated this in Petaoke. They've demonstrated this in Chawama with different political parties. They've got the machinery, but they need help from other opposition leaders. But amongst themselves, if they have failed to choose a leader, convention, you understand? Just an excitement to become a president. Then, when you become a president, then what next? Because it will be very difficult, Zambians, this time around, they've learned a lesson. And one of the lessons is better road than they'll just sit home. Because number one, even if they elect Mr. Akainde, who promised them that he will fix everything, they've not seen that. So, what confidence are you going to give them when you're one, you're disorganized, two, you don't have a manifesto, three, you don't have time between now and the next election? You understand? So these are things that we need to collectively, sit down as opposition and just agree. Let's support Mundubire. Let's support Makebi. Let's support Rubinda. If it's time for CF President Mr. Harikalaba, let's support. If it's time to support Fred Membe, let's support the person. But if we are failing to support ourselves and the selfishness and the personal hate, because Karen Amba, then we're just wasting our time. And people like John Sangwa, people that we thought that when they come on the political, platform, they will change things. They're doing so little. I don't know, they can't speak, they can't mobilize, they can't do anything. We thought this is a woman that is going to challenge Mr. Akainde Chilema. You understand? Now, we've got a country where we've got a judiciary that has paralyzed the biggest opposition political party. And, these are the things that me as Ibrahim, I will never forgive some people. As long as one day I might rule this country or I might be a leader in one of the government, there are people that I will never forgive. Because if you are mandated by the constitution of this country to run a constitutional office, such as the judiciary itself, one of the three arms of this country, number one, the parliament is disorganized, destroyed. Judiciary now, it's something that, how do you paralyze a political party that has almost 55 members of parliament? They cannot use a letterhead, they cannot have a meeting, they cannot access their secretariat. You understand? What type of democracy are we preaching to even people that needs to learn from Zambia, that has been a beacon of peace, a beacon of democracy in Southern Africa and in Africa and in the world? What is Malila, the Chief Justice, telling the Zambian people, telling Africa, telling Southern Africa, and telling the world? How do you paralyze a political party? Are you telling me our members of parliament, they should not meet because they are members of Patriotic Front Party? They can't meet to caucus? You understand? Our councillors, they cannot access secretariat. What type of nonsense is that? I think this is high time where I see leadership failure in Mr. Akainde Chilema. The ego or the appetite to want to form government or to kill democracy, it's wrong. And if people like me, as Ibrahim, I'll never forgive such people in my life, because democracy is the capital for each and every citizen of this country. People died in having independence of this country. And if we are just going to kill democracy because of tribe, if we're going to kill democracy because of ego, if we're going to kill democracy because of pride, because if we're going to kill ego because of ambition, then we're killing the country. You can't just dump a political party with over 50 members of parliament.
But
don't access your secretariat. don't have meetings, don't use the letterheads, don't wear regalia. No, we are not in a dictatorship type of government.
You are already telling the nation that you will never forgive some people. Then what type of leader are you?
You know, where democracy is concerned, my sister, I want to put it on record. Democracy, you know, I've traveled. And if I call myself president, even just my passport, if those that don't understand when I call myself like I'm the only president who's a general, get my passport and see countries that I've gone to, where there's no democracy, where there's military rule, where there's the monarch. You understand? It's not as easy as what we're enjoying today. And if we are moving in that direction to gag opposition political party, to stop certain rights of Zambian citizens, it's unacceptable. There is no way anywhere in the country where you go, you find the leader of the opposition. The leader of the opposition is in an alliance with the ruling party. What do you call that? That's one party state. What do you call that? That is killing democracy. Takwava. You know, we need to be serious. We need to be sober as a country. And it's high time that these leaders that are today in these offices, me at least I had an opportunity to sit with President Lungu, Lord of Tuikere, so, and understand how power, you know, works and how power comes out of you, through that ballot, and your life after that. It's something else. You understand? It's just something else. President Lungu was a good example. I used to sit with him now. That was after 6, 7, 8 months. You're sitting with a person that was the commander-in-chief. Then, varemukanya kujoginga, varemukanya kuya kuchechi, ukuya kuchiriro, you can't go in the market, you can't do anything. And if these people that are in office today, and if they think that it will be just Sunday and Saturday as usual, there's always that time when the Zambian people will speak through the ballot, through an election, and you have to tell a story that at one time you were a PS, at one time you were a director, at one time you were an IG, you were army commander, you were whoever, or you were a president of the country. What will people remember you? So history will be something that you ask someone to write a story with you, with his own handwriting. And these are things that President Hakainde Hichilema should reflect on. This is something that Ivam Samba Baeji should reflect on. These are things that these ministers that are enjoying and dancing today, they should reflect on. There are a number of things that are happening in this country, Rhoda, where corruption is concerned. We've not seen people going to court there. Under the same government, the ministry, the American ambassador cried when he was giving a statement on issues of corruption under ZAMSA there. We've just been seeing PS being fired. People being fired, but people are not taken to court. Understand? FIC report, check it there. Check the trillions of money are missing. Nothing is happening. Understand? So people should start reflecting that there's always that day when this constitutional power that comes from the Zambian people is being removed, stripped off from you, but you need to deal. And this is where I'm coming now to say, how am I going to look at Chief Justice Vamadira Vamdala? What are we going to talk about him when he leaves that office? One day he will leave it, he will be an old man. I'm sure he will have time to speak to his grandchildren. What is he going to tell? Because you've got 4 months into an election. The biggest opposition political party is in court from 2023 up to date. Are you helping building democracy, or is he destroying democracy? And sometimes we should behave and act as human beings, away from being used by politicians. Because the job of a politician is just a temporary thing. Where is Bowman today? Where is Bachitotira? Where is Bachirangwa? Huh? These are people that I'm telling you who are very powerful today. And because the law is blind, they are saving. And this should be an example with the current executive that is in power. That there will be always that day that will come. Me, I'm a youthful person. You understand? You can take me to prison 20 years, I'll come out very youthful and continue with my fight for democracy of this country. You can lock me for 3 years, I'll still come out. But don't expect me to forgive that person that is destroying the democracy of this country. Because you can't talk about parliament, it's gone. You can't talk about the judiciary, it's gone. You can't talk about the executive itself, it's gone. And nowadays, the PS, you bring, I'm a PS panel, that should talk about policy and also the implementation of things that I'm saying. Look at CDF, a very good policy that I always congratulate Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. That this policy, if I was president today, Rhoda, Zambia will not be the same, because that money is on the doorstep. People are able to access clean water, people are able to access medicine, people are able to access clinics, desks, a number of things under CDF. Mr. Hakainde Hichilema was addressing Parliament, telling us that from 2021 to the last time he was addressing Parliament, through CDF, they've educated 200,000 young people in skills training. You understand? Something that we should do, appreciate and see, give government, the flowers they deserve. But now, if we are going to have people that are failing to implement CDF and just killing it in a way that we've seen a lot of mayors, council chairperson, political cadres of the UPN that are in court. Understand? It's something that we should do also ask ourselves. So, for me, as a young person, those that are killing democracy are my enemies and will forever be my enemies. Shall Kabashite forgive what Satan? Because you cannot kill a political party because you want to remain in power. Have an urgent attention to the Patriotic Front Party who is in court. If you want to give Chabinga, give him Chabinga legally. Go give him. Then Mwafim cripple political party. It's unacceptable. How do you just cripple? These embassies that are in this country and where they come from, we do understand that they respect their constitution. You can't just kill a political party like that. You can't. You can't. For me, I can't allow it. If it's a crime to tell Mr. Hakainde Hichilema that your government is killing democracy, let them take me to jail. They are killing democracy. They are killing the judiciary. It should come from Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. The way he was promising Abasungu, diplomats yesterday that they have credible election, free and fair election. Let him also promise these people that are coming in this country that he runs a judiciary that is independent and that is sufficient. You understand? We can't have a case from 2023. Your friends are going towards elections. Then you just cripple it through an injunction in Kabwe. No, it's unacceptable. We need to be, Zambians at the end of the day. If FEMA politics here, kwali barungu bali fisha, kwali basata bali fisha, kwali mwanawasa bali fisha, kwali barupia banda bali fisha, bakaunda oko bali fisha, na abantu bali pobaka fisha. So let's not keep things personal. Win people through the ballot, not court. Let's allow the judiciary to remain independent and, give people justice. We all need justice. You can't have a case from 2023 up to date. You cripple. And, people are quiet. And you need to ask yourself as a president of this country to say, how are people looking at me? Because if you're a leader, you must be a leader in all angles. You cannot be just a good leader in CDF. You cannot be just a good leader in free education. You cannot be just a good leader in reducing a dollar. You cannot be just a good leader illegal miners. Be a good leader in everything. In fighting corruption, in putting meat patara, you understand? Rule of law, unemployment in this country. Be a good leader. Be a collective leader.
With that said, Mr. Mwamba, what practical steps can be taken now to unite the opposition with only a few months remaining to the elections?
Well, opposition, to tell you the truth, I'm very disappointed. I don't have even candidates. I come from that family. People, I don't know, I always ask myself, even this same HH, what makes you think you can just beat him so easily? So that you a political party, my election, ballot papers, print free. Are you able to beat a government in 10 provinces of this country? You need almost 2,000 plus councillors. You need mayors, council chairperson to adopt almost 200 and something because of the amended constitution. Almost 200 and something members of parliament. People need to be serious. So for me, I can only ask God that, please, let the ego, selfish pride come out of these people. And let them listen to the elders of this country. The church has spoken, civil society has spoken, the young people where I come from we've spoken. Can you unite? It's simple as that. Simple instruction. Without unity, you have no time to stop people to choose if they want Mr. Kinde to remain in power. It will be their now decision. Because I would have tried to go to these people to unite. So, the opposition needs to listen to the elders of this country. The opposition needs to listen to the young people of this country. The opposition needs to listen to the Zambian people that have asked them to unite. So bakalaba umfire ni abantu, barubinda umfire ni abantu, makebi umfire ni abantu, bamunduwe umfire ni abantu, bafredi membe umfire ni abantu. Nimwe mwewa kalamba that form the alliance that can make sense. Umfire ni abantu fubaleranda. So I just urge them to unite. If they don't unite again, I've take full responsibility. I'll petition the Registrar of Society. I will write to Zambia Police that I want to protest because I want to be put on record that I played a part in asking this opposition to unite, but they failed. And I'll mobilize the young people to go and block any useless Kantemba political party that would want to go and have nomination there. Because they'll be just wasting taxpayers' money. And we shall write to ECZ to say, by ECZ you've been conducting election, you've got statistics that this political party is not growing, it's just decreasing. This political party is just wasting and splitting votes. Even the constitution itself, it needs to speak to these people. If you cannot grow your own political party for 10 years, 5 years, you don't even participate in any by-election, what makes you think you can win a general election? So, unite you people, give us a direction as young people, so that we can have a well-meaning election, free and fair, compete with Mr. Kinde Chilema, and let the Zambian people have where to vote and choose a leader. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mwamba, for coming through to our Sunrise Breakfast show this morning. We do appreciate your attendance.
Thank you, Rhoda. Thank you.
All right, so that was Ibrahim Mwamba, General President of SACIDA. For now, we do take a short break. We will return on the other side.
Early in the morning, fire on the stove, love in a pie, that's the life we need, the taste of home, prime meal, the taste of home, prime meal, the taste of home, mama in the kitchen, we never eat alone, prime meal, the taste of home.
Prime Meal, pure, proudly Zambian, the taste of home.
Kodi muni ndidekoda ya Top Star ngati muni nayo onererani kanema ku channel yatsopano ya Prime TV2 Zambia pa channel 110 kuti mumvetsere ku nkhani zothyakuka mwatsatanetsatane. izi ndi nkhani zochitika ku madera amene mukhala ndi kwina. Mogwira ntchito pamodzi ndi akatswiri pa nkhani zotola ndi kulemba nkhani, tidzakupatsirani nkhani zomveka bwino komanso zogwira mtima zitangochitika. Prime TV2 Zambia, nyumba yanu ya nkhani zongochitika kumene.
A very beautiful, it has been indeed a very beautiful Friday. You know, a lot has been said.
A lot has
been said, and a lot has been going on in my head, you know, for somebody who comes from the opposition to say that, you know, he does not even want to talk about, you know, the opposition leaders. They're quite disappointing. A lot of things have been going on in the opposition. People don't want to listen. They don't want to, they've got, you know, personal ambitions that they want to achieve. So it's kind of hard to, you know, unite the opposition. And looking at the time that we have left to head to the polls, it's really, really a very, very sad scene to look at.
Actually, I love the fact that young people are out there speaking and out there trying to make a difference and trying to take on positions of power. But one thing still remains constant is that in whatever we do, let's always remain objective. If you cannot manage the pressure of a certain path, don't take it.
Exactly.
Don't take it. If you can't manage disappointment, or you can't manage, if you can't manage you and your partner being in loggerheads or arguing, don't be in a relationship, or else you end up beating or killing someone. I will just, I'll not comment, but I will just comment and use one of the sayings that Nelson Mandela said when he walked out of prison. And this is what he said: as I walk out the door towards the gate, that may lead to my freedom. I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I would still be in prison. On our journey to lead, a lot of things happened. The UPND were beaten. But I saw, and it's on records, that the president denounced these people being beaten. Most of the people entered into the into power, wanting to replace where the other cadres were. But that was laid down. And this is a caution to young people. Let us not use frustration, and let us be objective as possible. Because this nation is ours. An eye for an eye will make the world blind.
Yeah.
You know. So that is a comment that I have. Otherwise, it's been an interesting breakfast show, though.
It's been indeed an interesting breakfast show, and thank you so much for tuning in. To you, the viewers, we do thank you for the comments and contributions as well. For those of you that sent in your comments, I do hope that you continue interacting with us through our Facebook page, that is Ptv2 Zambia, for more interesting news and for the rest of our broadcasting. But for now, from the Sunrise Breakfast Show team, thank you so much, Dominic. From me and you, or from you and me, it is goodbye. And I will leave you with this: when the power of love overcomes the love for power, the world will know peace.